Hello everyone, this is Nataly. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to have better relationships with anyone. In today's video, we'll be talking about the ultimate secret to build better relationships. I will not make any mystery about the outcome of this video. We will go straight into it. The ultimate secret for better relationships within family, partners, parenting, any kind of relationship, even with your boss. The ultimate secret to build better relationships with anyone is listening. It sounds a little funny, but it's actually true. To build better relationships, we need to listen. But really listening is not what we do naturally, is not what we usually do in a conversation. We actually most often listen to the voices in our minds, to our self-talk, to our mind talk. When we're talking to someone, many times we're listening to the words in our minds, or maybe getting ready to reply. And we don't even know what this person is talking about yet, but we are so eager either to be right, either to feel better about ourselves, or maybe to prove the person wrong, or maybe it's just something that we do to resist, to avoid any kind of conflict or maybe connection. Have you ever talked to someone and asked a question and this person answered something that was nothing related to anything that you asked? If you experienced that, please comment down below. I really want to know. Let me challenge you and me a little bit here. Sometimes in a conversation, what happens is, in our minds, we think we know everything the person is thinking of. We even think we know their goals and their motivation to talk to us. For example, how many times you caught yourself thinking, who do you think you are to a person in a conversation? That feeds us with anger and reactiveness, right? Or maybe something like, oh, so I am stupid. I'll show you stupid. Or even something like, I can't believe it. He's doing this to irritate me on purpose. He wants to make me mad. Oh, they want to drive me crazy. Or I see where she's going with this. She'll be manipulating me soon. The problem here is that while we are thinking all these things, all these assumptions we make in our mind, it turns out we're not listening to the actual words that is coming out of the person's mouth. We can't do both. We can't be present to a conversation in our minds and present to the person, listening to the words. Assumptions, mind reading, self-talking is particularly detrimental to the communication of the human beings because it limits our beliefs and our learning process. Like I always say to my children, when we think we know everything, we stop learning. And when we think we know what the person is thinking, instead of actually listening to the words the person is saying, we are robbing the person the opportunity to express something. Nonviolent communication defends that idea. It says that in our communication, there is always a need behind it. And when we don't really listen, we don't allow the person to share what they need. And this is very important if you want to build up good, strong relationships. We need to understand the person. And by understanding the person, maybe we can actually allow the person to be who they are. And we might like that. We might like what we see. In the same way, nonviolent communication defends the idea that everyone is doing the best they can. And when we filter our listening with this sort of compassion and acceptance, thinking primarily, they're doing the best they can. She's doing the best she can. He's doing the best he can. I am doing the best I can. Another really important thing is when we don't listen, we're not allowing the person to spend time of life in a very efficient, effective way. We often talk. We only talk when we need. And because we need something, or maybe we want something, most of us say what we need. And if we really listen, we'll know what the person is up to, either good or bad. I'm not here to say that everyone is good and everyone wants your good. They want you to be well as they are. It's not like that. It's about listening and learning and allowing the person to share what they need and who they truly are. That itself will improve any relationship with your boss, your wife, your husband, your children maybe. One other so important thing that I can't stress enough is we learn from each other. We improve by imitating, by accepting, by challenging each other. We have so much to learn from each other because we are all unique, right? We all have different personalities, temperaments. We have different DNA. We have so much wealth to share with one another. And that starts learning by listening. And even though we don't have this skill built up inside of us naturally, well, not most of us, not me for sure. I had to learn, I had to practice a lot. Not me, I never listened before. It was really hard for me to learn listening to people. Still is. It's an ongoing process. But the good news is we can learn. We can learn to be present in a conversation. We can learn listening to the words and not assigning any obscure meaning behind them. Try not to apply any judgment, just listening. And with the interaction, if you maybe are feeling that they're lying to you or manipulating you or being sarcastic or something that does not feel good, instead of immediately believing in this assumption, ask, are you trying to manipulate me? I sense you're lying to me. Are you lying to me? Provide the person a safe space to tell you the truth. One time I heard a mother saying to a daughter, you have to tell me the truth no matter how I will react. And this is not really what happens. We want to protect ourselves. If we are overreactive, people will stop telling us the truth. And that is just a fact. We can learn this skill by practicing, listening, as well as walking, as well as swimming, riding a bike. Learning is a process. Do you remember when you were learning writing, reading? It took you some time and you had to practice a lot. All learning processes come from the same place in our brains. So by practicing the listening, you get better, you get good at it. So start today. Start by grounding yourself when you have to talk to someone. And please don't try to have a serious conversation. Start small. Don't try applying these new skills of listening in serious conversations where the temperature might be heightened. Start small. Start in everyday conversations. Start in the morning talking to your family and really listening to the words they're saying when you ask a question or when they ask a question. Listen to the words. Don't assign any hidden purpose or goal. Just listen to the words and stick to it. And most of all, that's not going to work for you if you don't choose to believe what the person is saying to you. I hope that made sense for you. I hope that's been helpful today. And I hope to see you here next time. Ciao. Oh, please subscribe and send this video to someone that you think would benefit from listening skills.